Hey everybody, what's up? Happy New Year. We are back. We are back.
We are back. I'm so excited. I feel like it was a summer break, but it's a winter break, like school, like elementary school. So I'm super excited to get back into gear into things.
Yeah, things that are brand new, guys. You guys noticed we changed the name of the podcast. Oh my goodness. This is the Fresh Mondays podcast now. I'm very excited for the change.
I am too. It's a lot about our growth, about who we are, where we're at now. So I'm excited to what's to come with Fresh Mondays.
Absolutely. And much like we represented on our little commercial that you guys have already seen, we're explaining to you guys what inspired the innovation, better said. We're not quite so messy anymore. That's one of it.
We got little sprinkles in us. We have a touch.
We have a touch, but we've grown and we want to share that growth, and we want to keep connecting with like-minded individuals and people who are about that forward-thinking movement. You know, Fresh Monday podcast is going to be something that we're going to cater to business owners, creatives, and self-starters, because we are all those things. So we want to speak to our community.
And it helps us have more solid conversations with others, right? They're like more well-rounded conversations, as opposed to just like those messy, nasty stories. And then sometimes you get over it, and sometimes you don't want to talk about that. And it's not your life. That's not what you live by. That's not who you are. So these conversations are more groundbreaking, more encouraging, more inspirational in a sense, like motivational, like get your ass moving and going, because somebody else is doing something and you need to catch up, or you might want to catch up and get on their level. So I'm excited for Fresh Mondays, all the special guests that'll be coming soon, those who'll be joining the conversations. And don't forget, you can always email us, write us, DM us to be a part of this conversation as well.
Absolutely. And she said it beautifully. We have enough trash on social media and on the news. So let's talk about something that's encouraging. With that being said, I am so excited to say that we actually have our first official guest for 2019. And this is all about encouragement, guys. This is all about a woman who is a self-starter, an entrepreneur, a creative, a person who is aiming to be a motivational speaker in her own light and discuss topics that are important and dear to her. We are so lucky. She's representing Epic Talks here in Miami. So as you will know, as a part of our new innovative way of doing our podcast, we are going to also recommend great events that you can attend, networking channels that are really powerful, and other ways for you to expand your reach, because we want our platform to connect all the tentacles that can really make you a great person. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest. That's Melista Waage.
Thank you.
Hi, Melissa. Introduce yourself to the world. What do you do? Tell us about yourself, just your whole introduction.
Well, my name is Melista Waage. I'm a transformational thought leader. My purpose in life is to inspire others to find the greatness in themselves and share it to the world so that they can change other people's lives. So,
transformational thought leader. I love that title, by the way.
I know, it sounds like deep and beautiful and compassionate. It's like all in one.
Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I was a foster child. I went into the foster care system at the age of 3. My parents were heroin addicts, and I struggled a lot in my childhood. And I never looked at it as a poor me situation. I looked at it as a yes me situation, because of my past, because of my childhood, it's allowed me to be who I am today. I've gone through being homeless, living out of a car, kicked out of high school by my principal, told by him I would never amount to anything, to now, becoming an author, a speaker, have my own events, have my own charity, and really wanting to inspire the world with my message. And I'm truly blessed and grateful for the life that I have been given.
That's beautiful. Tell us about your business.
Well, I'm going to focus tonight on Epic Talks, just because that's how I met Deanna, and she came to one of my events, and obviously she loved it. That's why I'm here. And I decided to start Epic Talks about 9 months ago, and I had moved to Miami about 2 years ago, and I started going to networking events, and I was leaving uninspired and not really no substance, no value. So I said, there's got to be another way, and as an entrepreneur, I'm always thinking of a way to make something better if I'm not enjoying what I have at the moment. So I decided to create my own event, and now it's a huge phenomenon, and it's an event where local business professionals and entrepreneurs gather together to share amazing ideas, network with each other, collaborate, hold each other accountable. And every single month we have amazing speakers from around the world that come and speak at our stage to inspire you, to motivate you, and to let you know that you too can become great. So I have a book that's coming out to detoxify your mind, how to break through the barriers that are keeping you stuck in life. A lot of us tend to deal with a lot of demons and a lot of excuses and a lot of things as to why we can't succeed or why we can't, evolve, or why, everybody always finds an excuse for not succeeding. So I want to help people break through that so that they can step into their greatness. Along with that, I have my own charity called the Backpack Attack, which I actually gift backpacks to underprivileged kids, and I fill them up with toys and school supplies. I try to do that 4 times a year. I'm wanting to do it more, but the events are very time consuming, and we're just trying to focus on expanding in every area of the business, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Backpack Attack is it's one of my passions. It's more like a hobby for me, so yeah.
I want to say, first and foremost, you said a whole lot of things that were really amazing. I definitely want to share that, because I am fascinated that you even have the energy to keep this going, and you have the ability to be the same level of passionate on everything. The one consistency that I can say since the first time I met you is that you have this consistent thrive and desire to like deliver your information, to tell people that your story is an inspiration. Don't let your harsh circumstances bring you down. You always have that with you in everything that you do. And I think that's beautiful. And as you mentioned, yes, we do go to Epic Talks, and I did love it. For those of you who are here locally in Miami, it's really dope. I'm sure she's going to give us information at the end. Just to give you a little bit of experience from it, when I attended, it was really awesome. Especially in the space, you're always going to networking events and you're meeting dozens of people, and you kind of, you meet people that are really amazing in some events, and some events not so much. It's totally off the wall people. But here in Epic Talks, it has a great combination of quality people. And I think that that's what I like the most about it. Like every person I sat down and just had chit chats with, either I enjoyed the conversation because it's fun to network, or I really gained a relationship where I can possibly do business in the future. And it's super worth it. I loved it. And like, even though we covered it and we were there to work, I really had a great time. And I'm glad that you're making this happen. And it does happen monthly here in Miami. And we want to make sure that everybody attends. So I'm really glad that you did make this happen. And I know you have some plans to kind of make it Epic Talks in other states as well. It's not only going to be limited to Miami.
Yeah. We're thinking about Epic Talks New York City, Epic Talks Vegas, and Epic Talks Los Angeles, just because I have a lot of people reaching out to me wanting for me to take the event there. I really believe that this year, 2019, is the time for us to take off. Again, Epic Talks is still a baby. So it's a new business, trying to figure things out, what works, what doesn't. So we're still in the process of creating more. Anyone who's interested, they can follow Epic Talks Miami on Instagram and also message me from there, or they can message me on my private Instagram, which is Melista Waage, MELITSAWAAGE, and my number 949-600-3868. I'm actually very given with her because I want people to be able to connect with me, and I'm here on earth to help people transform their lives.
That's a beautiful thing. That's such a nice thing for you to say. I mean, let's touch on the subject of you having a harsh beginning. You mentioned that you were a person who grew up in foster care, and that it was, I can assume, challenging. We come from a more traditional home, so we assume that it was very challenging. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I went into my parents were heroin addicts, and it's crazy because people are like, how do you remember so much? And when something is when something is not normal, you tend to, when it's traumatizing, you tend to remember it more. And I remember my parents being high and us not having food, and my siblings. I have a younger sister and an older brother by a year and a half, and it was just like extreme, you know what I mean? And I remember thinking to myself at the age of 3, 4, I'm like, I don't want to be this way, And I went to different foster families, and it was just different, you know what I mean? And I ended up having a family that took me in, and I was with them until I was 15 years old. And, we had our issues, and I never felt like I was enough. I never felt like I felt like I was different, So I decided to leave my home and start a life on my own. So that just led to a completely different lifestyle. And I truly believe that things happen, they don't happen to you, but they happen for you. You know what I mean? Because if I wouldn't have experienced that, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. And I really love who I am today, So.
Yeah, some of those early on lessons that you have, maybe like in your 20s or like in your teenage years, they really become effective and really like impact you as you become an adult, like later in life, right? Like these kind of those challenges and those kind of
they shape you as a human.
Correct. Yeah. Like, and you just kind of develop throughout time and kind of take all those lessons, and it makes you who you are. So that's fantastic. And this is a fantastic direction that you've kind of taken all those challenges and built this this networking, this circle of people, and these conversations and things like that. What have you seen though the most challenging when it's come to your business and putting this together? What have you seen has been the most difficult for you?
The most difficult is creating a team that believes in your vision.
Got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can pay people to do things for you, but then again, to them, it's about the money. They don't see your vision.
Yeah.
So you need to find a team, and you always want to find someone that has been through what you've gone through, that has struggled, that has had things really bad happen to them, because they understand you. If you have someone that everything's been given to them, and they had a proper education, and they're not going to see your vision, they're not going to understand. So for me, it's always been about finding the right team, and that's honestly the hardest thing.
Why do you think that they don't have the same level of passion?
Exactly. Exactly. You want to find people that believe in your vision, and they see the world the way you see it. The way I see the world is, it's never about me. It's never I come first. It's always, what can I do to make a difference in the world?
That's so I know that in a lot of people, it becomes also where if I'm putting a lot of work into something, you do want to see a return. And for some folks, it would be more of a financial return as opposed to then wholeheartedly seeing the return that others you have impacted and shaped and kind of things.
And eventually your purpose and your passion, it will become lucrative.
Yeah.
But I don't focus on that I've never been, it's never been about that for me. You know what I mean? I just want to create impact and want to let people know that I'm there for them, Sorry, I'm a little teary-eyed here. I just got something in my
Yeah.
But no, like, my message and the reason why I know I was born was to make an impact in people's lives, and to let them know it doesn't matter what you have gone through. Let your message be the purpose in your life to change people's lives. That's it. Well,
there must have been something in your life that gave you this strength. Do you recall of that moment when you say, you know what, this is something to make me strong? Because at the end of the day, everyone's challenges are not the same, but everyone does have a challenge. And some people have a really hard time coming out of that. Some people have a really hard time with not being self-destructive when they're getting dealt a lot of shitty cards, So it's like, I think that it's important to understand that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you have to kind of do some type of self-development. You got to work on your own trauma. You got to, feed your brain with good things. So like, how is it that you can share something that gave you that strength or that power that helped you kind of clean your foggy vision, because things were hard for you? You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't have the ability to overcome those things? Like, what was something that you did that gave you that extra push and it gave you that extra help?
For me, it was knowing what I came from and knowing that I never wanted to be that. You
Right.
know, I remember my parents being high, and I'm like, oh, I don't ever want to be that. You know what I mean? So how can I be different? You know, and even growing up in the foster family, like, you know, I was told I wasn't loved because I wasn't one of their children. You know, so I was like, if I'm gonna take someone on board, I'm not gonna tell you I don't love you because you're not my child. I'm gonna love you even more. You know, and for me, I felt like I was special because I was chosen. You know, so I've always been an optimist. You know, I always look at the bright side of things. I've never been a victim of my circumstances. You know, it doesn't matter like what I've gone through or how bad it's been. I look at every situation. What is there in that situation? What is there to teach me? And what am I supposed to share with the world for that lesson to change people's lives? And I look at myself as a messenger. And I believe in God, you know, and I said this in my last event, and I'm sorry for those of you who don't, you know, but this is my understanding. I believe in God, and the reason I believe in him is I wouldn't be alive because I know he watches over me, and I have had divine intervention, and I've experienced situations where I know I was only saved because of the grace of God. You know what I mean? And I believe that he uses me as a vessel to share my message to change people's lives. You know, and in the end of the day, I want my legacy to be, because of you, I didn't kill myself. Because of you, I didn't give up. Because of you, my marriage was changed. Because of you, my life was changed. But then again, I'm a vessel of God, if that makes any sense.
That's beautiful. I mean, I guess that's where the book comes into play, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And tell everybody a little bit about your book.
Detoxify Your Mind. I haven't launched it yet. It's right here. I'll be launching it.
Nice pick.
I know.
Yeah. Still like editing and everything. This is like a rough draft. And I decided to take a hold on launching it because I was actually experiencing something in my life that I was struggling with. And I didn't feel like it was authentic for me to launch it if I was struggling with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and there was a reason I know now why I was struggling with it, because of that struggle, I will be able to change people's lives and share that with people. I like to be vulnerable with people. I'm not a bullshit kind of person. I'll keep it real with you. You know what I mean? I was homeless. I've been a foster child. 5 years ago, my ex-husband of 10 years cheated on me. Like, you know, all these things are like stuff that people will be like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. I will talk about that because that's maybe who I am. You know what I mean? But I was struggling with something in my mindset, and I didn't think that it was authentic for me to launch my book when I was dealing with that. And I truly believe that a problem will continue to happen if you do not learn the lesson. The moment I learned the lesson, it took me 4 months to learn the lesson. I was like trying to figure out. The moment I learned the lesson, the problem disappeared.
Wow, that's amazing. And you know what? 4 months ain't bad though, because there's some people that deal with problems for like their half of their life. So you actually doing a lot better, and that's because you've been working on yourself and you were able to identify things a lot quicker. So I think congratulations that you solved the problem in 4 months. That's amazing.
Yes, thank you.
So, Melissa, can you kind of give our our listeners kind of how to follow you, how to find you, more details of upcoming events, and how they can follow those things that are coming up?
They can find me on Instagram, Melista Waage. They can find me on my website, melissa.com. If they want to book a session with me on the Moti app, they can find it on my website as well, melitsa.com. Facebook, Melista Waage as well. And the Epic Talks, they happen once a month. It's the last Wednesday of every month. So January, it's going to be January 30th. And it's going to be a fitness event. We're going to have some of the top fitness professionals in the country teaching you how to make money online, how to lose weight, how to eat right, and how to start the year right so you can, you know, transform your body as well. It's going to be amazing. So
yeah, that's awesome. Aren't you like a competitive bodybuilder? I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this girl does it all.
So I decided last year to compete for the first time in my life. And I devoted myself to it. I was like, you know what? I made the decision. I trained every single day. I made the best out of it. It wasn't as easy because, you know, I am a busy person. I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning, getting my workouts in, and I ended up winning first place in my first.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I follow this other girl too who was just picked up herself and said, I needed she just wanted a challenge of some sort.
Yeah.
And that was the challenge, was like, I'm working out already. Let's do fitness competition, bikini competition. And she's won a couple of rounds, but I know it's not easy. That is not an easy task.
It's a strict.
It's very
process.
strict.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out there right now. I am getting ready to compete again. So I'm actually I started training on Friday, and I'm hoping to do my next fitness competition in the next 6 to 7 months because I want to get my pro card.
Yes.
Wow,
well,
awesome.
Good luck. I mean, you got this. If you did it on first try and you got finished on there, you'll definitely get the pro card. I know that's like the big finale, not finale, but like the major portion, right?
Yeah.
Pro card. Yeah, that's awesome. And it shows a lot about your character that you take on challenges, you're head on, and you're motivated and you push through. So I love hearing that. So are all the epic talks different variations of different topics every time?
You'll experience something different. And,
okay, cool.
And that's what's amazing about it, because life isn't just one thing. You know what I mean? Your life is involved with so many different things. You know what I mean? You have fitness, you have health, you have sex, you have entrepreneurship, you have leadership, you have speakers, and all these single events, they specify in something, you know, that's relevant to today.
Right.
You know?
Because you have to be complete in your process. Like, it's just like, you can't only make money and do a business. You have to be healthy. You have to care about your body. You have to put the right foods. Right. And that all has something to do with it.
But not have a right mindset, and you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, I believe that the body and the mind go together. And actually, I'll share something personal with you. After my competition, I had started experiencing some abdominal pain, and I didn't know where it was coming from. And then I started experiencing like this huge lump on the right side of my abdomen. And my boyfriend is a physician, and he's like, okay, that looks dangerous. And he's like, you need to go to, you know, an OBGYN. So I end up going to an OBGYN, and I have a 5-inch fibrosis in my uterus. Ooh. So immediately the physician was like, we have to perform surgery. Like, this is keep you from having babies. Like, this can affect you, blah, blah, blah. And I noticed that I was going through like an emotional imbalance. Like, I'm a super positive, happy person. And I noticed I was finding myself depressed, and I didn't know why. So my boyfriend, Dr. Ivan Rizzoco, he ended up taking my blood test, and my hormones, my estrogen was double what it should be for me. Which explained why I was being kind of like,
you were so imbalanced.
You know what I mean? So I decided not to go through the surgery because I was afraid of what it could do to my insides. And my boyfriend decided to start a program that he's never done on anyone else to see if he could bring the fibrosis down. And with like hormones and different vitamins and IVs, he brought down the fibrosis by 40%.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And
that can help a lot of women. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was like, I was like the guinea pig to the project. And now hopefully he has other women on that as well, because a lot of women suffer from that.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I think it's weird that it's so common now. It's to the point that I'm starting to think that there's something that we're consuming that's causing this, because a lot of women have this.
I know for a fact was the whey protein that I was drinking. So for the competition, what was happening? I was drinking 3 proteins a shake, because that's 3 proteins a day, because that's what build my muscles. So now instead of drinking protein shakes, I eat or I drink vegan shakes.
Interesting information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was spiking up your estrogen levels all
I
that.
cut out like dairy. Anytime I eat dairy, like I break out. So that solved a lot of issues for me. Like the whey protein is just not good for you. So,
Right.
It's knowing what you're intaking and in moderation also, because if you're doing it 3 times a day, that's the moderation just went up on it. And so it just escalated.
But even I noticed that even when I have, sometimes if I don't have protein available and all I see is whey, I'll have it just because I need to keep my system, feeding itself. Immediately once I have it, the next day I have a breakout.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Okay, and everything has whey now, because people, how trends are. Like they throw it inside of everything if it's popular. So
really? Yeah. I don't even know, to be honest, I don't even know what whey is, so I never purchased it because I was just like, I'll just have a regular ass protein shake and that's it. So
you know how you like when you get those power green shakes and they throw whey in it?
Nope. I never asked for it.
Yeah.
I'll never ask for it. Nope.
But vegan protein.
Yeah, good to know.
Well, this has been a fantastic talk. And again, just give our listeners how to find you, how to follow you, and where to find the Epic Talks, how do they register, and those kind of things.
How do they get tickets, ladies and gentlemen? How do we get tickets?
RSVP.com. So epic.rsvp.com, EPIC.rsvp.com, Melissa.com, Melista Waage for Instagram, Melissa Waage for Facebook, and my number 949-600-3868.
Amazing. And for those of you who are locally here in Miami, guys, remember we are still in tradition of our vision board parties. Melissa's going to be an amazing, amazing guest. She's going to come and she's going to hang out with all the ladies and she's going to help everyone get inspired to do a very productive vision board. Make sure to stay tuned. January 26th, you're going to see links everywhere on everybody's pages.
I'm so excited for that. And by the way, I have like 5 women coming to your event that are guaranteed. I have another 15 that I said maybe, but it's Miami.
So there you go, guys. You guys get to actually hang out with Melissa and not only see her talking at Epic Talk. She might even be able to have a little one-on-one with you guys if you want to have some inspiration. She's a really awesome girl, very warm, sweet lady.
Anybody that shows up to your event on the 26th, they have free access to my event on the 30th.
Oh my God, guys, that is amazing. Epic Talks is fire and the place is dope. Oh my God, you have no idea. The video's coming right after this, by the way, so you guys can see how dope the video is gonna come out. It's amazing. It's a beautiful venue. Like, I'm really into venues, guys. You know that. Yeah. So this place is so nice. It's like pretty. It's like as soon as you get there, you're like, I don't even care what they're talking about. I want to see
I just want to scope around.
The people. Let's just talk about the people real quick. The energy in there, the people. They're just hype and just people that are looking for transformation, people that are looking for growth, people that are looking to take their life to the next level. And when you surround yourself with people with that type of energy, it's infectious. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to hear more about the Epic Talks and the vision board. Hopefully you guys have a great time I had a great time at my vision board here, and ours was very much a competitive creators one because everyone's a creative, so all the backgrounds were very like amazing, and then I felt kind of like left out because I'm not that creative sometimes. But I hope you guys have a fantastic vision board party. I hope you have a fantastic Epic Talks. Can't wait to hear more about it. We're going to insert the conversation you guys had at the previous Epic Talks into this episode so everyone can check it out and be more intrigued of what's coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me on. It's been a
blessing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
starting off the year the right way for us. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
We have Melissa here with us. She's going to tell us a little bit about this amazing event that she actually hosts once a month here in Miami. Tell everybody about Epic Talks.
We are here right now in the Epic Talks venue, this incredible venue where we host our event once a month with over 100 entrepreneurs and business professionals. If you are looking to take your business and your life to the next level, you need to come to this event. This event was created to inspire entrepreneurs, to inspire business professionals to come together as a community, to hold each other accountable, inspire each other, and not only that, but elevate every single area of their life. Tonight we have Tyler Benjamin Wagner. He actually just finished interviewing Gary Vee a couple weeks ago. And he's also the owner of Authors Unite, which is a company that helps you write a book, publish it, and make it a #1 bestseller on Amazon. So make sure you look him up. We have Jay Duran. He basically is going to focus tonight on telling you to quit the rat race and also to become an entrepreneur. He's going to be talking about our culture and how to take your businesses with your employees to the next level as well.
So how did you guys find out about Epic Talks?
So I actually met Melissa at a local Toastmasters event, an awesome speaker, and just looking forward to connecting with people.
Actually, I got invited by this gentleman right here, so I was like, cool, I get to get out the house, come to Miami, meet some great, awesome people, see what happens.
I actually also met Melissa at a Toastmasters event, a public speaking club, and we connected instantly and she invited me.
That's awesome. Now, what do you guys think you're going to gain the most from being here tonight?
To me, it's mostly just the networking, meeting great people.
Well, whenever I go to a networking event, no matter where I go, my goal is to book 3 appointments, 3 relationships. So let's see if we can do that.
But your network is your net worth, so.
Here you go, guys. So you must attend the next Epic Talk because you're going to meet amazing people. You're going to be able to network. And like these gentlemen said, you always leave with at least 1 relationship when you come here. Thanks, guys.
Melissa, for being a part of our podcast, and thank you for being the very first guest of 2019. As you guys also saw that we showed you a little clip of the actual footage of going to Epic Talks. Don't miss it out, guys. It's on January 30th. Make sure to attend. I'll be there. A few other great people that I've met are going to be there. I would love to introduce everyone to everyone because I love being a people connector. So make sure to check it out. Epic Talks Miami. Follow them on Instagram. And thank you, Melissa. We love you. Thank you so much for being a guest.
That was fun to talk to someone who's really has changed around their whole perspective on everything that they've gone through, and really encouraging and moving. So I hope those conversations are really encouraging for others as well, and moving forward. And I believe in what she's going for. Like, when you talk to someone and you're like, oh, I believe you. Like, I believe her because she's so moving.
Right.
And her life is real, so she's taking that impact and bringing it, to the forefront and using that as her leverage for these conversations. So that's fun.
And really making lemonade out of some lemons, boy. Right?
Yeah. For sure.
Like a person that decided not to take the wrong route from having a really shitty upbringing. You got to applaud that because, there's so many other people that decide to take the bad route always.
Yeah, because there's different, have you seen that new Netflix, you get to choose your little, what life you go to in Black Mirror kind of thing?
No, I haven't seen that. What's the name of the show?
It's Black Mirror Bandersnatch or something like that. I can't remember the full name, but you literally get to choose if you're going to go right or left. Like you're at a fork of the road and you decide what's going to go, and it decides your fate at the end.
Wow.
Because I'm scared of everything. But, but it's definitely about what decisions and what choices you at the end of the day, the choices that you make have an impact in you for the long run and for the long haul. So she definitely took those lemons, all those things that happened to her, foster care, her parents and all that stuff, siblings, and made a true, right direction or the best direction for her to grow out of that. So that's really great to hear.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are interested in being guests and sharing your story and discussing some really great opportunities that you can offer others, make sure to hit us up at I'm sorry, guys, I said messy.
Oh, no.
It's going to take time.
Okay. That is going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute.
Yes.
Bear with us.
Fresh Mondays podcast. So make sure to hit us up, guys.
Yes. And then, speaking of fresh, it is the new year. It is 2019. See, just like it takes you a minute to get out of the old podcast, it's like writing the new year on paper or writing it down. So it's 2019. And we're thinking bigger. Just think about it as a kid, you're like, the year 2020, I'm going to be this old. Yeah. Right. You remember you used to calculate how old you're going to be. Yeah. Right. We're in 2019, which is an astronomical number that I would have never imagined.
It's like the kids born in 2000 are 20 years old. They're going to be 20. That's
weird. Like,
Yeah,
just not weird, but it's like that little emoji, the mind-blowing one,
yeah,
is what I feel is the emotion to it.
yeah.
Right. So how was your winter vacation, your winter break? Right. And then what's your motion and what you're leading into for 2019?
Okay, awesome. Well, winter break was really fun. It's my birthday on Christmas Eve, so
Yes.
it's usually a very festive time of year for me. When I was growing up, for anyone who has a birthday on that week of Christmas, and even basically, if your birthday's from December 15th to January the 1st, you're wrapped up somehow in this whole holiday nonsense. So it's like it's hard sometimes to like really truly celebrate your birthday when your birthday is this time of year. Number one, most people are really broke because everybody's spending money on Christmas and like traveling and like your kids and your friends and your loved ones. So it's like, naturally your focus is that. That's
Yeah.
one. So I've learned to appreciate it in a different way. And what I do appreciate it is that everyone's always in a very loving spirit on my birthday. So I've learned to embrace that and say that I'm very grateful for that. Like the likelihood of someone being in a good mood is higher because it's like, yo, it's Noche Buena, it's Christmas. Like, like people are usually in a better mood. So that's one thing I can be very grateful for. People are usually in a very loving spirit whenever it's my birthday, and people always want to like give me a hug and like say, oh my God, Merry Christmas, happy birthday. So thank you for everyone who did that. New Year's was fun. It was great. I'm so excited about 2019. I think that I know this is what people always say because you kind of get this adrenaline rush of like starting over, and it's like, yeah, I can fix what I started. Like, I truly believe that 2019 is going to be a very, I don't know, like life-changing, transcending moment.
Ooh.
I really believe that, and I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to always try to do things bigger, like you said. Like, don't limit yourself. If you have the capacity of making this shit be pop into another level, like, I'm gonna do it. And that's how I feel. My energy is that.
So our friend Jasmine Verche, she's been on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that she's a blogger, and every year she picks a word, right? There is a word for every year, and like, you don't have to hold yourself to that word, but it's your word for movement, for encouragement, to pushing you forward for all of the rest of that year, right? And then you kind of reflect at the end of the year, like, did I live up to that word? Did it meet that? Do you have a word for 2019?
Let me see. I think I should choose I think I should do a powerful word. What is the word of when a cocoon, when a butterfly goes into their transition? There's a word, there's a term for that.
Chrysalis?
Oh, wow, girl. That's the word. I never heard that word before. That's the word of when the butterfly.
It is chrysalis. It is chrysalis because when I worked in the nonprofit sector back there, like in Florida, the mental health, where a lot of social workers work, was a company called Chrysalis. That's why.
Okay, well, guys,
I may be wrong. Go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and look it up.
By next episode, I'm gonna have the word, because I want it to be a word that represents something of that nature, and I hate to use words that I don't know the definition of, so I can't even hashtag it because I don't know how to spell it. So I need to dive into this word. But you guys get what I'm trying to say, though. That's
I think that's a really good one. Well, you said the word, and when we were talking just a moment ago, you said the word transformational.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, that's a good, like, that's triggered in my head, because it's a great word to move forward. So that might be still, it's the same balance of chrysalis. I know you don't want to hear that word, but
no, it's a beauty. Girl, you expanded my vocabulary today. I'm just trying to make sure that we know that's the word, and that our listeners can keep up with the word when I keep hashtagging it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to look. Oh, here we go. That's what my word is. Because my friend Jasmine tagged a whole bunch of people, and within her blog, she wrote about her word for the year, and she asked everyone what's our word, and I wrote accountability.
Nice.
Is my word for the year. So it's to be accountable for me financially, accountable career-wise, professionally, accountable with feelings, emotions, things that I want, moving forward with things. So accountability is really my word for 2019. And you don't have to live up to it. Like, you don't have to see full on change like that, or like make sure everything has changed, but just when you reflect next to the new year, right? When we're going into 2020, you'll be like, did I live up to chrysalis?
Right.
Or transformation, or did I live up to accountability? So I guess next year, right? Because we'll be here.
Right.
We'll look back and we'll say, did we live up to those words?
Right. And now it's recorded, so it's real. So
Yeah, now we have it on public record.
Yeah.
So y'all will let us know if we lived up to it. Like y'all will let us
Absolutely.
know what we were like, and if we made that, if we were true about it.
You should get like a way to put that word up somewhere, or like get someone to like sketch it out for you really cool and make it like wall art. That'll be really dope.
That
Like,
would be nice.
mm-hmm.
That's a good idea, actually. You know, I love a commissioning art.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of super talented people that can create some shit that's gonna blow your mind. You know what I mean? You know how creatives are. Like you tell them something and then they give it back to you. Like, wow, like that is beautiful. Like you went in. This was nice. Yeah.
They go above and beyond and extra, and you'll be like, just chill. I just wanted it written out. But it's fine. I can handle that.
Yeah.
The winter break for me, my family came here. Parents made it to the Pacific Northwest, and were surprised. I guess you can say.
Surprised because they liked it?
Surprised that it's just a whole different world, a whole different perspective, but they loved it. I mean, we got fresh as seafood from Pike Place Market.
So I hear it's one of the best places to visit in Seattle.
Oh, it's exciting. You find just new little things. They bought seafood because they wanted seafood right out the ocean. Which
Yum.
When the parents come and buy some seafood, ain't no problem. You'll be like, okay, buy
Yeah.
the best of the best. And had seafood, took them to all like the nature-y things that there are to do here. There's not too much. Took them to the special Starbucks and stuff, and they had a good time. They had a fantastic time, and then made it out to New York and spent some time with them again there with my sister. So all four of us together. So it was nice to be together because it's been like some time that we haven't been physically together. But I think what was great is that they got to see my space,
Right.
my kind of world, meet my friends. We made Dominican style breakfast. We celebrated La Noche Buena. Like, you know, people don't usually do that.
Right. Right.
So there was like new to everybody, but
Yeah.
it was nice to bring that to my friends so they can see my family and like what I mean when I'm saying like I'm hella Dominican.
Your culture, basically.
And just the culture itself.
Yeah.
And then also being just together with them seeing the space, and then going to my sister's and seeing her space, see what she's living like. I mean, we talk often, I've been around her, but with my parents present and them seeing all of that and seeing they have a grown children, because, you know, parents take a time to like.
It's a different dynamic.
Do you find that also?
I find that at times I try to be compassionate towards that separation anxiety that our parents experience. I don't know, with adulthood, I've realized that it's very difficult to live your whole life trying to make sure that this specific being is okay. Like that's what your life is based on when you're a parent. At least we're fortunate enough to have parents that feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
our
always
parents
happen.
are the same, yes.
And our parents are very concerned with our well-being because that has been their life. They have dedicated their lives to this. So now when you have to let go of that and let that bird just fly and like 100% not be aware of what's going on day to day, I can understand how that's difficult. I get it. I understand. So I understand the whole thing with moms and like, especially moms, like moms are really like involved and they really kind of want to like micromanage everything about you. And it's extremely annoying, but it's coming from a good place. And you know that, and you know that it's coming from love. And when they're not here, we're going to miss that like crazy. I totally get it. But it is suffocating sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's like you're trying not to be rude, but like then you catch yourself snapping and you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have spoken that way to my mom.
Why did you get me here? Like, it's not where I wanted to go. Like, I feel like you were in the room. Like they say in Hamilton, in the room where it happens, because it's, and I think because culturally we have been in the same kind of realm of things, right? Where we're first generations of things, and it just becomes this whole, like, you need to be bigger, better, and, you know, you should have done this, or no, it needs to be this. And no way, you need to show more. You got to give more. You have to be independent. Explaining those kind of things is really like not even almost like a language barrier when you're doing that. And then, yes, being sensitive, compassionate, understanding that they want the best for you. They want to give you everything, but also it needs to be reciprocated that you're an adult. Like, you gotta let go and you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You just gotta, like, just stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that. But it was all a learning lesson this winter.
Right. And I get it. And trust me, I get it. I don't live that far from my mom. I live about 45 minutes away from my mom. So it's not like I'm saying that it's the same, but my mom used to be literally like my neighbor. Like, she used to live up the street from me. So it was crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just know what it's like to have a mom that just loves you so much that it comes across in a certain way that feels a little overwhelming. So I totally understand. And I get it. It's like when mom comes to your house, it's like, damn, I gotta clean. I gotta think of shit that I don't even think of on a regular basis because she's just gonna let me just put stuff away. Like, it's just things that are just, I don't know. Maybe it's a Hispanic thing. Maybe it's a Dominican thing. I don't know what it is, but moms are sanos.
I think some of my friends didn't understand that. Why was I freaking out for over like a month? I'd be like, I don't think you understand. I gotta buy new pillows. She still bought me new plates. I have plates. She bought me more, better ones, plates. Like little, and you're just like, if I do it, she's still gonna do more. Like, it's just, but I'm trying to do I'm trying to do more so she does less when getting here. It was just all interesting and exciting at the same time, but did give me a reminder that I do want to be close to home, but not at home.
Right. It's a recharge that you get when you're around people who love you, and it feels like wow, like I was missing this. Like, you don't realize how much you miss el calor de la familia until you don't have it, and then you get a little bit, because it's like that's not something you can really put in words. It's just like a different level of, it feels like home. You know what I mean? And it's just different. It's just different.
It does.
So I'm glad your parents went out, and I'm glad so many Dominican people at one time in Seattle. So that's awesome. And for those of you who don't know Marley's parents, they're like the coolest people on the planet. So I'm pretty excited that they were out there and that you got to hang out with them.
Yes, they're a blast, and they're definitely photo people because they wanted a picture of everything.
That's what's up.
So shout outs to 2019 being transformational, or chrysalis, if you'd like to.
And how was your vision board party? Because that's how you ended 2018.
Yes, that was great. Again, I love just putting into the forefront and being a little bit creative and getting ready for something and exciting for the new year. It was a lot of fun. I had about 15 to 16 guests. We did it at a rooftop location at one of the apartment buildings here with a beautiful view. It rained, of course, but it was nice. And it was just like super creative, almost slightly competitive, because all these girls were a lot of creatives and a lot of them work in the marketing realm and fashion worlds and those kind of things. But it was fun because it was exciting to see what someone's head was at to put something together and what their vision was for themselves for the new year. So that was super exciting, super vibrant. The energy was great. Great conversations were happening at the same time. We made a huge mess, which is always fun to clean up afterwards. And it was just a great circle, a great energy circle, a great vibe circle of girls and things like that. I had a great time, and I hope to host another one for some of these girls in the near future, maybe within another 6 months, to kind of see where they're at and kind of have a refresher. But it's definitely something I plan on continuing for our listeners, for our friends and things like that, because it's just, it gives you so much to look forward to for the next year. And it gives you such a great reflection of the things that you achieved the previous year. And you have something special coming up this month of January as well.
Yes, on January 26th, I'm also hosting a vision board party. As you know from our history, Marley hosted a vision board party before she moved to Seattle. A lot of those things came true, so it was kind of like freaky, like, wow, this is amazing. Then through that, we kept on talking back and forth, and I did a vision board party here in Miami last year Marley did her vision board party once again in December. Now I'm doing mine here in January. The reason we're doing that is because we want to encourage people to have a positive outlook on their new year, as well as plan in a way to create success. And since this is something that has worked for us individually in our own ways, we want to make sure to keep pushing it forward and making sure that everyone else has this ability to kind of create some type of a blueprint of what you want and what you want to come true. The only way things are ever going to come true is if you actually out loud say you want it, put it on paper, speak it into existence. Like, guys, we've all been listening to all these books and all these audio things and watching these videos on YouTube and watching motivational speakers. And the one trending topic that you see, in order for you to get something, you have to say you want it. That's number one. So vision boards are another form of how to do that. And since we're kind of creative, we like that. We like to make things pretty and put some glitter, and why not, right? This particular vision board party is going to be very, very cool. It's titled, It Starts With a Vision. That's kind of like the theme of it. The reason it says that is I came up with that specific title is because the only way something can happen is that you have to visualize it being possible. You have to visualize it happening. It's going to take place on January the 26th at a space called Tribe, which is here in Miami. A space called Tribe is a urban co-working space that supports a lot of people in technology. Specifically, it is a house for people who are in technology that are people of color, which I think is really amazing. I think it's a great way to kind of put everything together. They're also going to be hosting Black Tech Week that's coming up in February, so I'll make sure to support them and let you guys know about it. Now, this specific vision board party, we're going to be focusing on 5 key areas, and I'm going to have 5 speakers discussing on these 5 key areas. The 5 key areas are how to set a foundation, how to create 2 healthy lifestyle habits, how to feed your brain, how to work on your sex life, and how to set your financial goals. I got so lucky that like I got some really dope people to get involved. Like these are women that have impacted my life in 2018. And that's why I want them to meet everyone in 2019. Hand to God, I mean that. Like, these women have all individually given me a reason to admire them somehow. And I want everyone else to experience that, to be motivated and to get to the place that I have now reached, where it's like, I want to be better, and I want to grow, and I want to work on myself. So that's what you should expect. January 26th, the link is in my bio. The link is in the bio on Fresh Mondays podcast right now. It's going to be shared throughout these next 2 weeks. Make sure to tell a friend. It's only $10, guys. It's nothing. You're going to get education. You're going to get food. You're going to get drinks. When I say food, guys, don't expect like un plato de arroz. We're talking about like snacks, you know what I mean? Something light, but still, it's going to be great. It's really mostly for you guys to experience the networking and the element. If you're coming, bring your business cards. Please bring anything that shows what you're about, what you're doing. And if you're not a business owner, it's okay, guys. You guys can come and just have a good time and share your information. Once again, January 26th is on Eventbrite. The name of the event is It Starts With a Vision. I hope I see you guys there.
I love the full-on concept, because it's not only just your personal vision of where your growth is, but there's actual speakers, motivationals, and conversations about these variations of different visions and different areas within life that we really always want to focus on, that can continue the growth and continue your personal vision of growth. Whether if it's not about your financial that you're worried about for 2019, there's a conversation about your health on there. So, right. So you can continue in growing that vision for 2019. So absolutely love it. Wish I could be there. It would be fantastic if we get a sponsor to fly me out.
Oh my God. Drop that. Guys, sponsor Marley for getting a flight to come here on January 26th. Make it happen, people. We will shout you out, and we'll do whatever you want us to do to promote you. Well, I mean, within all legal ramifications
and all that binding that I actually want to do kind of things. But it's fantastic. And I'm excited to see just everything. I'm just excited to see everything. And I'm excited to see both of us in what 2019 is to bring.
Absolutely. And with that, we're gonna add an element to our actual podcast where we recommend something once episode, even if it's silly or not, but we want to make sure to recommend something. So we want you to have a takeaway. Regardless, let's say you listen to this whole episode and you listen to Melissa and you listen to all the great shit we said and you still feel like, damn, I didn't take nothing from this. We're going to recommend something. Okay. So we're going to start with a recommendation. For myself, it's going to sound a little silly. I have 2 recommendations. Okay. First recommendation. If you haven't seen Bird Box, watch it. I know that it's like all over the place and people are ridiculous with the memes. First and foremost, I really believe that whoever came up with the marketing campaign to create these memes to make people watch this movie is a genius. That is what happened, guys. I don't know if you realize this. The memes made people watch the movie. Fire.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Great marketing. Aside from that, really twisted film. Really weird. The guy is going through so many different layers. I'm assuming it's a male who wrote this. Maybe I'm being sexist, but the script, the storyline, the book, you're like, this person tapped into another thing here. There's so many layers to this movie. It's ridiculous. Now, aside from trash and nonsense and Netflix, I'm going to recommend the book that I just finished actually listening to on an audiobook. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
A very popular book. A lot of people have heard of it. I was a little late on game. Loved it, guys. Gave me perspective, gave me understanding, and made me stop feeling bad for myself, which is really the key element in the whole book. The message I got from it, stop feeling bad for yourself and get the fuck up and do your own fucking thing. Stop giving a fuck. And that is exactly what it is. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. There you go.
For me, my recommendation, it's going to be silly, but there is this cream by Nivea called Nivea Crema or Creme, and it is amazing for your winter skin. And I just want to share that because my skin has been absolutely dry. My hands, my feet, my body. This whole winter effect just kind of dries everything in you, so it doesn't make you feel better when you're about to leave and go outside and take on the world. And this cream has literally, like, it's weird. It's going to be weird, but if you live in a cold state, it's perfect for someone. If you just don't want to be moisturized, if you want to be dry. So my recommendation is to look into that cream. If you live in a winter state, if you're having issues with anything of moisture and surviving the winter harsh that comes on your skin and your body, I would definitely 100% suggest that. It is like thick paste, but it is amazing and helps you survive. So that is my recommendation of the week.
Yes, because you do get ashy in winter states. That is a fact.
It's not just the ashiness, it's the dry that like penetrates your hands. It's just insane. So my recommendation, hopefully in coming weeks, I'll have a mixture of silly, beauty, music, movies, and fun stuff to recommend.
Absolutely. And even if our recommendations are not always like of substance, you never know. Somebody might be looking for a lotion right now. I love stuff like that. I love when my friends tell me, listen, I tried this product is great. Like, I like that. I'm one of those people that I really listen to my friends' recommendations more so than like some advertisement. You know what I mean?
Some advertisements, yes. I love that we are now Fresh Mondays.
I agree.
I'm really settling great in my heart and in my soul of what Fresh Mondays is about to be about and what we're looking forward to.
And we are looking forward to all the future guests. We also want to say a very, very, very special thank you because I know you guys listened to the little intro in the beginning and then the little intro in the end. I mean, the outro in the end. We have this really dope soundtrack now to Fresh Mondays podcast. We are so fortunate that we've had the pleasure of working with a producer named Double A. He is extremely generous with his talent and skills. He helped us when we originally started with the theme song for Messy Mondays. And now that we're Fresh Mondays podcast, we wanted to start fresh with a new theme song as well. So make sure, please, 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 to contact Double A if you need any production on any music. He is super talented, turned it around. He made this for me. If you guys are podcasters and you want your own theme song, hit up Double A. This is how he is so dope, guys. We love the theme song. It's perfect. I told him exactly what we want it to sound like, and he made that possible. So amazing. Thank you so much. For those of you who want to follow him and look him up on Instagram, his Instagram handle is IAM_AA. Once again, that's IAM_AA. AA. Fantastic producer. Hit him up. Thank you so much. We appreciate what you did for us. We love our song.
We love it. And thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, you can DM us at Fresh Mondays Podcast. You can email us as well at freshmondayspodcast@gmail.com. And you can hit us up on our personal Instagrams as well. You can find me at lovemarley_. Yes, that is my screen name. I had a screen name. What is it called?
Your handle, I guess.
My IG, whatever. Look at me everywhere, and it's Love Marley, LUVMARLEY_.
Yes, and you can follow myself. For those of you who haven't noticed, I changed my name on Instagram after so many years. Little explanation on that. I am Diana, and I'm going to embrace that, and I'm going to be powerful with my own identity. So I decided to change the name of my handle to I am Diana C as in cat. That is who I am. That is my name, and I will continue to channel that energy wherever I go. Show Me is the business that I have created. So you will notice that Show Me Productions is my event planning company. We do events, we do networking, we get people together. When we say we, it's me, because I'm the only person doing it. But Show Me is still a part of me.
There is a we. You will make a we. There will be staff. There will be people.
I will have staff. I will one day.
You will.
But at the moment, you know what I'm saying, it's a one-man show, and all good. I love it. I'm a little bit of a control freak, so it happens. But, and that is all.
Love it. And thank you guys for listening to the first episode of Fresh Mondays, but always in memory of Messy Mondays.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.